Hello and welcome back. My name is Ty Tribble and this is MLM Blog Secrets, the third part in the series, and I'm excited about this because this is all about driving traffic, and I'm going to give you some very basic areas of driving traffic. It's very in depth, but again, just the basics really to get you started. And I got to tell you, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but if you want to make blogging a big part of what you do for your business in the long run, you need to check out MLM Blog Code. It goes into a lot more depth in all of these subjects, particularly in the driving traffic area, as well as all of the areas really that we've covered here a little bit. But there's only so much we can compile into these three parts, and once we figured out that we had a lot more material to share, then that's when MLM Blog Code came into existence. So if you found great value in MLM Blog Secrets, which for the price it's almost a joke, the fact that you're getting so much content and value here, then MLM Blog Code will really take all of that information to the next level, and you're going to become a blogging expert as a result of the training that you receive in MLM Blog Code. So without further ado, here is the driving traffic section of MLM Blog Secrets. And there's really 5 key traffic areas we're going to focus in on. Number 1 is social media, and that's things like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and some other sites that I'm going to drill down into a little bit. The second area is social bookmarking, and social bookmarking is a little bit different than social media. It's really where you're bookmarking an important link to you, a link to your website, and such. It's just a slightly different type of social activity online, but can be as good as social media. The third area is blog comments. I'm going to teach you kind of my formula to go out and find blogs that are in your niche, and then become a participant in their conversation. And this is a way that you can attract people to your thought process and back to your blog, so that they can then become a customer of yours, potential business partner, and so on. It's another way of drafting off of other thought leaders within our industry and outside of our industry. Then there's forums. And I've got a little bit of a thing that I need to cover with regards to forums, because I think they can be a monster time waster, as can social media and a lot of these other areas. I got to tell you, I would rather you spend a few short focus minutes on forums and social media and blog comments and things like that than all day. And particularly, I would recommend that you do this when your prospects are sleeping. Because when your prospects are awake, you should be working on communicating with them in some way, shape, or form, whether that's instant message, whether it's picking up the phone, whether it's shooting them an email, whatever the case may be. I would highly recommend that you are in that relationship building process while those folks are awake. And so with regards to forums, I'm going to give you a list of a handful of forums that I would recommend that you maybe participate in. Maybe post a comment a day or something like that in each forum. And many forums allow you to put a link to your website in them, and again, it's all about just participating and becoming a valued member of these communities. And this is really has everything to do with traffic in every way, shape, or form, is becoming a person of high value. And so this is not about spamming. Hey, look at my thing. Look at my deal. Hey, look at this. It's about adding value. And when you add value, you don't even need to post your link. As a matter of fact, people will seek you out, especially in the blog comments. I'll explain that a little bit further. And lastly is search engine optimization. And this is not like the techie type of search engine optimization. This is more search engine optimization that you can do right on your page. That blogs are really set up for SEO already. But these are some tricks and some things that I'm going to help you walk through, so that you can really take advantage of some different things in terms of SEO and getting some search engine traffic. Some of these are long-term, some of them are medium-term, and some of them are short-term ways to generate traffic. But all of them combined will put you in a position, as I've said a number of times, to put you literally a year ahead of where I was. I believe I can get you to where I was that in terms of traffic that took me a year, and it will take you 30 days if you follow these traffic keys and these instructions. So without further ado, let's jump on in. First is social media. Let's talk about Twitter for a second. And I'm going to give you a very distinct outline in terms of how to effectively work with Twitter. But here are the very basics. You want to develop a Twitter following within your niche, and you can do that a couple of ways. There's a couple of tools out there. MLM Tweet Adder is one. I would highly recommend that you stay away from automated tools in the beginning, and go for something like search.twitter.com. So you go to search.twitter.com and find people that are within your niche. Find people that are they're interested in the same kind of things that you are, and so use the keywords, whether it's weight loss or diet or a particular company name or something along those lines, and begin to connect with people who are interested in your niche. Because again, here's the thing, here's what's so exciting about blogging. One is you're going to blog about something that's very interesting to you already. Two is you're going to work to attract people that are interested in the same exact things you are. Three, you're going to give them something of value, which is your free report or something along those lines that will opt them into maybe your Aweber account and such. And when you do those three things, you are going to naturally become attractive to other people out there who are searching for the same things you're searching for. You're all of a sudden becoming a thought leader. And when you post links to your blog posts that are attractive to people, and remember I showed you the different types of content that you can put out there, but putting that information on Twitter has the potential to drive some really solid traffic. I talked about this in one of the intro videos, and I would highly recommend you go back to that video and watch it again, because it really kind of, in my whiteboard session where it outlines this method of driving traffic to your blog. But that's, Twitter is, and all, this is not a training on Twitter, but Twitter is a great way. If I was going to do two things, blogging and Twitter would be them today in terms of my ability to reach the most people and effectively reach them who are within my niche. So I would really dig into Twitter. Matter of fact, we're gonna have a complete section of MLM blog code that focuses on Twitter alone as a method to tie into your blog. The next thing is Facebook. I mean, Facebook is, I would certainly figure out a way to continually add new people to your Facebook page and then let them know when you update your blog. I mean, it's really that simple. This is not rocket science. You're letting the people on Twitter know that you updated your blog. You're letting the people on Facebook know that you just updated your blog. It is a really awesome. So, some of the people are going to be friends of yours. So you have to be cautious that you're not just pimping and promoting out there, but you're really providing tremendous value. Again, a good number of promotions versus just great quality content might be 9 instances of great quality content that you put on Twitter or Facebook and 1 promotion, or maybe 9 to 15 instances of good quality content and just basic what's going on in your life, because people are we are the real world generation. I mean, people want to see what's going on inside your life as well too. So big tip about Twitter and Facebook, gang, just don't be boring. Don't be boring, and don't pimp your deal. If you do those 2 things, if you follow those 2 key instructions, you are going to win in a big way. Let's talk about LinkedIn real quick. LinkedIn is really a site that I've ignored for some time. I'm kind of there, but not really there. But I think this is a place that you can certainly post your link when you update your blog. I would make sure that it really truly applies with your LinkedIn profile. I would just not ignore LinkedIn any longer, like I have. I think it's too good of a place. It's very high quality people, and I would definitely make begin in the same way. You're simply posting a link to your blog article on your LinkedIn site. YouTube, I look at it as a couple different ways. One is, you're going to want to figure out a way to in the long run begin to create your own YouTube presence, and this is another section that we're going to go into really in depth in MLM Blog Code. There's going to be a whole area in MLM Blog Code about YouTube and connecting it to your blog, but this is really a two-way street. One is you might find videos on YouTube that maybe you didn't create that you post on your blog, and then let other people know about it. And the second thing is piece of the puzzle here is there's a whole kind of a social network around YouTube, and you can become friends with people or subscribe to each other's videos and things of that nature. And eventually you're going to want to start creating some of your own videos, and again, MLM Blog Code will go into that in depth. But overall, YouTube is a great way to drive some traffic back to your site and kind of interlink your blog with YouTube, and by posting other people's content from YouTube on your blog and driving traffic in that manner, and then friending those people, placing comments on their posts, etc., on their videos, and let them know in the comment that, hey, by the way, I featured your video on my blog today. Here's a link. And that will make the person on YouTube feel good about what they produce, because you found it to be a high quality content. Let's talk about my blog log. This is an interesting site. I signed up for this one quite a while, but essentially people can subscribe to your blog via my blog log, and it's a really good quality social media place where people will find you. I found that I'm getting actually quite good search engine optimization from this site, some good links back into my site, and it's one that you're going to want to dig into. Basically, you go on there, you sign up. I believe it's a Yahoo company, by the way, my blog log, and all you essentially do is connect my blog log to your blog. And it's a very simple process. I don't remember if you put in the RSS feed or if you put in your actual link to your site, and then it connects the two, and people can follow your blog from my blog log. Pretty good quality place to do that. And FriendFeed is a newer site out there, and FriendFeed is really kind of a combination of Twitter and Facebook, kind of under one umbrella, but essentially I found it's a good place because there's a lot of people that have connected there, but it's a place where they can find, your friends can find your feed. So I think you can connect up your blog, you can connect up Facebook, you can connect up Twitter. It's another great option for social media. So those are the really six key fundamental areas that I would target from a social media perspective. Now here's the reality. If you're just getting started, you've never signed up for a single social media site in the world, do me a favor, sign up for Twitter and Facebook, and don't go any further until you are proficient in those two areas. One thing I do not want you to do is get scattered when it comes to your blogging and social media activity. You've got to stay focused and do things that make sense from a perspective of driving traffic as quick as possible to your site. So again, don't spend a ton of time on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, my blog log and FriendFeed on a daily basis. I want you to spend a little bit of quality time on these places, okay? And we're going to get into how to manage a lot of that in MLM Blog Code. But again, only so much I can go into in MLM Blog Secrets. But those are the 6 key areas, fundamentals that I would highly recommend from a social media perspective. Let's talk about social bookmarking. It's slightly different than social media because this has a lot to do with just getting your links out there and bookmarked on sites where people can find you. So the first thing I would look at is Dig. Dig is one that's been around for quite a while. Dig is a site that I would recommend that that you participate in. Essentially, you can register and then dig other people's content and dig your own content. What they mean by dig is you like it, so you're suggesting that other people might like it. And I've actually had articles of mine blow up to the extent of thousands of readers a minute due to a dig article that got quote unquote dug. I mean, it is, if you can get to that level, it is phenomenal. And that's a once in a few years hit that might happen. But again, it does provide some links into your site. Dig is a great place to make your articles known. Stumble upon is a similar thing to dig, but a little bit different. I love stumble upon. It's one that that you can go and to the site, and basically you're stumbling upon different things within your niche. But from our perspective, we're going to want to suggest our site and our blog post to stumble upon. And the other piece of the puzzle is getting your readers to suggest your articles to dig and stumble upon. That's a big part of social bookmarking as well. So it's not just you, but getting your readers to do so as well. Propeller is the AOL version of Dig. I found that it's a little less techy than Dig, and I've still gotten some great results from Propeller. But again, another social bookmarking site that I would recommend you check out. Reddit, again, another social bookmarking site. So I would just take notes on these social bookmarking sites and go register and then follow the instructions. I'm not going to get into exactly how to use each social bookmarking site or each social media site, because we would be here for another 17 to 20 hours probably. We will go into some more depth in MLM blog code, but overall these are pretty straightforward things. You want to register for these sites. You want to begin to add your articles to these sites. Mix, same thing. Mix is kind of a mix of Dig and Propeller, if you will. A lot less techy than those guys, but again, a social bookmarking site where people are posting articles that they find valuable. Most importantly, again, if you can get your readers to dig or stumble upon or propel or Reddit or Mix your blog articles, then that's where you want to head. In some cases you can do them yourself. Dig sometimes frowns upon that, but I frankly have never had an issue so much. I've done it a number of times, and if you can get a handful of people to dig your post, then it can rise up not only in search engines but also get some quality traffic directly from these sites to yours. So that's social bookmarking, just some basics there. Let's talk about blog comments. This is a big area, and here's what I mean by blog comments. And it is essentially seeking out other articles on blogs that relate to your niche and commenting on them. And so here's some very key issues and important pieces of this puzzle. I got to tell you, always add real value to the conversation. Every single one of the things I mentioned about blog comments goes back to this idea that we are not out there to spam or pimp our deal or make people, trick them into clicking on something. This is about quality conversations, quality relationships, and adding value to a community. You're building your brand. You are becoming a person of high value, a trusted advisor in your niche market. And as you do that, you want to make sure that you bring value to the conversation. What I mean by that is, maybe someone wrote an article about making money online. And maybe just a day or two prior to that article, you had written something about it as well. Or maybe that article sparked an idea for a blog post that you wrote. So I might go back to that article and write, "Hey Joe," who is the author of the blog, or it could be Betty or whoever. I love this article. As a matter of fact, it sparked an article that I wrote on my blog, here are the components of your article that I like the most. And you might not use the word components, but you follow me. Use basic language that you would always use. And here are the things I love about your article, and that sparked a couple of new ideas from my perspective. Thanks for all you do, Ty Tribble, MLMblog.net. And now I don't link my name or anything like that. I don't put any no follow links. It always appears to be spam when you put a link in a comment. Now I might just put MLMblog.net, and then I will always put my name, my web URL in the comment where it's allowed, because 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, the name that I use will link back to my blog or whatever link I put in there. And so obviously we want to drive traffic to your blog, so you would put your blog in the link section. You put your name, email, and URL typically. And the URL, I would always drive them back to my blog. I might even drive them directly to the article that I'm talking about. And so what you're doing here is creating some curiosity. You don't overtly advertise your blog on someone else's blog. It's frankly rude. But or opportunity or anything on someone else's blog. But I'm telling you, the amazing opportunity to have that most blogs out there is that your name will be linked next to your comment. So if you're naturally have a good comment, it's intriguing, it adds real value to the conversation, people will click on it. As a matter of fact, I've sent massive amounts of traffic from my blogs to blog commenters, as has other people out there in the industry. So find quality blogs and comment, and maybe it's 2-3 comments a day or 5 comments a day, whatever the case may be. Again, don't spend a ton of time, but spend high quality targeted time when your prospects are sleeping. Never post your link in the comment section. I think I already mentioned this earlier, kind of got on a rampage there. I apologize. But again, you don't want to post your full link in the comment section. It just looks like spam, which is not what we want to do. We want to be add real value to the conversation. Use your name when commenting, okay? I mean, this is, I would always use, I wouldn't put the name of my blog or anything like that. I would always put my name. Because you want to, again, you're branding yourself. You want you to be the trusted advisor out there. So use your name when commenting. Attract attention with your comment. You might say, "Joe, I normally like your posts, but frankly, I disagree with this." And as a matter of fact, I wrote a blog post with my side of the argument. Great job, by the way, because we will never agree on everything, but here's why I disagree, and you can write a little bit about it and then say I wrote more on my blog. Thanks again for all you do. And so maybe you disagree with them. That's great. Maybe you agree with them. Maybe so what I mean by attracting attention is just, again, real value to the conversation, but doesn't mean you always have to agree. Sometimes disagreeing can create some additional interest in what you're doing. Okay, so blog comments. Let's talk about forums. Forums are a place really where you can, again, participate in the conversation and build trust with your name. I would always register for a forum under your name, but there's, again, it gets back to always adding real value to the conversation. I don't know if I can say this enough. Don't waste hours a day farting around on forums. Excuse my language, I apologize, but I just see people using a massive amount of quality, productive time playing around in forums and getting involved in the politics of forums. Don't do it. Participate, add value, but it's not something you sit and monitor 8 hours a day or 8 hours a night or anything like that. I mean, just get in, get out, and make your mark. And when you create a great blog post, you know what? Say, hey, I wrote a blog post on this subject. Some of you might be interested. That kind of thing. Some forums are really tricky when it comes to, links and things like that. In particular, MLM.com is like the worst when it comes. Even if you're adding great value, they're always skeptical when there's a link. But they do allow you to have a little link in your at the bottom of the page, really, or there's a little globe or something like that that you can click, that people can click on, and you can say, hey, I wrote a great article on my blog about this very subject. If you want to learn about it, click on the globe, and then you can obviously put your link to your blog in that globe. So here's a list of some of the places that you might participate in. Again, it's all about bringing value to the conversation. It's not about pimping your deal or promoting your blog. It's about real, solid value. And participate in the conversation, but again, please don't let it dominate what you're doing. MLM forums is one that I've participated in the past. It seems to get some decent traffic. If you search the web for MLM forums, it comes up #1, so it's probably a good place to participate in occasionally. The forum at MLM.com is a fairly well frequented site. I got to tell you that this is one that you can get sucked into. There seems to be a lot of politics in this forum. I would choose not to participate in the politics, but rather to add real value to the conversation, and don't get caught. Here's the reality: you don't want to be a regular, and what I mean by that is that the regulars know what all of the other regulars are doing, and I'm not picking on any one person or anything like that at MLM.com, because there's some great people there, but I think a lot of people can get sucked into the politics around the forum and forget the purpose that they're there for, which is to add quality content and value to the conversation, help other people, and in reality build your brand and drive people to your business. Better Networker is probably one of the best sites out there in terms of a quality conversation. Bring your A game to the table there, because there's going to be a lot of people who have a good understanding of the internet and such. So again, great place to bring quality content to. Workathomemom.com is another great forum. There's tends to be a lot of traffic there, and people are always looking for good quality information. Work at Home Forum is one. I haven't really participated in this one, but it seems to be a place where there's some possibilities from traffic perspective. And then lastly, MLMblogforum.com is a brand new forum that I recently put up that's somewhat connected to my MLM blog. It doesn't have a ton of traffic or anything like that, but you might want to take a look. You never know when someone might see a post from you and be attracted to your website. Let's talk about search engine optimization. Now, I'm not talking about building an SEO funnel or anything like that. Blogs already really have a lot of SEO in place, search engine optimization in place, so you don't need to worry about a ton of it. We're going to get into some more depth. This is another topic that we're going to take into considerable depth in the MLM blog code, but I want to give you some things that will really maybe set you apart from a lot of the blogs out there. And the first area is keyword research and long tail keywords. And what I mean by that is that you have an obvious niche. I don't know if it's weight loss. I don't know if it's your particular network marketing company. I don't know if it's marketing online. Whatever your niche is, I want you to really think about I would write a list, first of all, of maybe 10 words, one word, 10 different occasions of different words that really apply to your niche. So for example, if my niche was weight loss, I might list diet. I might list a New Year's resolution. I mean, there's a lot of different things related to weight loss, diet, and you might think about carbs or something along those lines. And when you do that, after you've created that list, here's what I would highly recommend. Go to a site like freekeywords.wordtracker.com and enter those keywords that you one at a time that you've listed, and it's going to give you some additional longer tail keywords. And what I mean by longer tail keywords is that the reality of search engines today is that very seldom do people who are doing searches, very seldom are they entering just one word like MLM. Most of the time they're entering 2, 3, 4 words at a time. MLM and internet marketing might be a longer tail keyword. And so what I mean by that is that you can, rather than try to get on the front page of MLM, which has huge, just massive amounts of more, in other words, more people trying to get on there. Competition is the word I was searching for. Goodness gracious, need another cup of coffee today. It has a massive amount of competition, and the likelihood of you ranking in the top 10 under the word MLM is very slim. But if you enter MLM into free keywords or Google AdWords keyword tool or WordStream keyword niche finder, these are 3 free keyword tools, then you can find some keywords that you maybe do have a chance to rank in. And again, this has to do with writing your headline predominantly. And when you write your headline, I don't want your headline to be gibberish, and I don't want it to be dominated by long tail keywords. But when you're writing an article about internet marketing and how it relates to MLM, then I would certainly do some keyword research and see what people are searching for, because all of these tools will tell you, will give you a good understanding of what people are searching for. So you might as well, this is again kind of gets back to SEO and HEO. Remember, human optimization and search engine optimization. We're writing the headlines for 2 different people. But you can get a lot of good ideas for these headlines by utilizing long tail keywords. This is, man, if I knew this a long time ago, I would be ranked. I could probably count on 5 times the traffic that I get today on my main blogs. And my main blogs get a lot of traffic today, don't get me wrong. But if I knew about long tail keywords and paid attention to this and these free tools, then I would have a much broader base of people and massive amounts of additional search engine links. What we're talking about here is landing on Google in the top 10 for a particular string of words. And these 3 tools will help you find those strings of words related to your niche. So spend some time digging into those keywords. Here's a little bit lesser known trick that I've used on a number of occasions to get some significant traffic, and that is naming your images. So I showed you how to go to Google Images and download an image, but what you're going to want to do is name that image when you upload it to your site. Now, naming images is an interesting way to get some additional search engine traffic and actually Google Images traffic. There's a lot of people who will go to Google Images and search for the logo of a network marketing company. Or so if I was involved with a particular network marketing company, I might go there and upload the logo, but have it linked back to an article on my site, which that will automatically happen as a result of you putting that image in your blog posts. So naming image. Now here's the trick. Do not a trick, but here's a key point. do not name an image that doesn't make sense for that image. In other words, if you have a picture of Ty Tribble, do not name it Mike Dillard, okay? Because if people go there and they don't click on it, then Google can see, oh, you know what? That's not Ty Tribble, that's Mike Dillard. What are you doing? And then we're both very handsome young men, but just kidding. But I don't have a beard, and Mike does, and anyway, on and on and on. But so be careful there. Name it appropriately, okay? But that's an area. I mean, I'll tell you an example. One time I did a blog post on one of my work at home dad sites, and I was just kind of experimenting with news of the day and seeing if I could generate some traffic, and it did okay, but it obviously is not niche traffic to what I was trying to do. But traffic at the time was not bad. It's important to make sure that you get traffic that's related to your niche, not just any old traffic. But so I was playing around with different methods of generating traffic for a site, and I put up a picture of Kirstie Alley after she'd lost a lot of weight, and I think she's back up again and back down again. I don't know. It's a crazy. Maybe I need to send her some weight loss product, but. So she had basically lost a fifth grader at one point, and so I put a picture of Kirstie Alley on Oprah after she had lost a bunch of weight, and that picture, because I named it effectively, got a ton of traffic, and I was getting more traffic just from that picture alone to my blog than the rest of the traffic combined at one point because of what was going on in the news. So you never know what's going to happen there. So naming images is pretty darn important. Tags is a big part of what you do. Now this has a little bit to do with a site called Technorati, but you don't need to worry about that. The exciting thing about tags is that they're basically keywords or keyword strings that relate to your post. I would always put maybe 2 to 5 keyword tags for each post. And basically, here's again where your keyword research and long tail keywords comes into play. So let's say you wrote an article about MLM and internet marketing. And so you're going to go back to your keyword research and see the tags of the strings of keywords that get the most traffic related to that particular topic, and you're going to put those in the tags area. These are the very basics that will get you a tremendous amount of traffic and really search engine optimization for your site. Again, the basics of SEO are already in place, but these three fundamentals will get you a very long ways when it comes to driving traffic to your site. And that is all for driving traffic. I'm going to go create a couple of additional click-by-clicks for you when it comes to Twitter. And so we'll have another video. I want to really drill into what I was teaching earlier on in the videos about Twitter with a click-by-click tutorial. But this has been driving traffic portion of MLM Blog Secrets. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is MLM Blog Secrets. My name is Ty Tribble, and this is the final click-by-click tutorial. And man, we have gone through a tremendous amount of information, and I know it can be a lot to grasp, but the great thing about all the click-by-click tutorials and all the training is that you can watch them again and again and again. You can pause them and get your ducks in a row so that you can become a trusted leader and really frankly make a lot of money as a result of your blogging prowess. And so I'm very excited to see a lot of the blogs that are going to come out as a result of MLM Blog Code. And then the reality is, if you're prepared to take your blogging to the next level, if you're ready to really you've got a desire to make blogging a center of your business, and really today it's a no-brainer, then I would highly recommend you pick up the MLM blog code. It's a program that you are absolutely going to need if this is something that you not only want to use yourself, but also teach some of your downline associates to do as well too. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to teach you a technique that I use to really post information on Twitter. And really it's all about connecting your Twitter account and driving traffic from Twitter to your blog. And so the first thing I'm going to do is, here's an article that I wrote about choosing a domain name for your MLM blog. And I'm going to highlight this, Command C, and then we're going to go to a site called Kligs, and it's actually CLI.gs, and there's no .com. It's CLI.gs, and it's a site that's basically makes your URL shortened, URL shortener. And so I'm going to paste that URL in there, and I'm going to create a new Klig. The thing I like about Kligs is that it actually tracks your URLs as well too, so you can actually see what kind of results you got. And I don't think it's completely accurate, but it kind of gives you a decent idea of the people that are clicking on your tweet. So now I'm going to go over to Twitter, and here I am. And here's the thing about Twitter. If you have one follower, if you have 10 followers, if you have 15,000 followers, I want you to treat it as if there's thousands and thousands of people following you when you create a post. And the same thing actually about creating a blog post. Twitter is just really a micro blogging platform, and all you're doing is transferring information from your blog to Twitter. And so always think big. Treat it as if these folks are that there's thousands of people, even though there might be 20 people following you at this point. But in the future, you'll have thousands of people following you if you just follow a handful of simple instructions. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Choosing a domain name for your MLM blog. Free tips. My blog post has some free tips. Okay? And we tweet it out there. Okay, there we go. Now, here's something I believe is very important. That you don't spend all of your time on Twitter and blogging, that you carve out some time, and remember that this is all about building relationships. And so as you continue to develop relationships with individuals, you want to foster those relationships. Now, here's what I want you to consider. We're going to not only post information. Remember, we talked about socially proven content. Well, the reality of Twitter, if you're going to make it effective, is that you're going to want to post other people's content there that maybe you didn't have time to repurpose on your blog. The best case scenario is repurposing it on your blog, but sometimes you're going to want to post things that are maybe not completely that you just don't have time to post on your blog, but you want to get them to your Twitter following, because again, you're tying this together. This is a social media triangle: Twitter, Facebook, with your blog, and you're continually moving to drive traffic to your blog via the social media outlets. But in order to do that, you've got to find followers. And so what I highly recommend from a perspective of Twitter is you go to search.twitter.com and find followers of thought leaders in your niche market. You might want to, if you know for a fact, and I'm telling you that I only follow other people who are in my niche market. I'm not out following every person in the world, because I don't. There's no connection with every person in the world. I'm building a very niche business, and so my followers are network marketers and internet marketers. And so if you know that for a fact, you might consider following my followers. And this is a easy way to build your list. And so follow them. If they don't follow you back in 3 to 5 days, then unfollow them. It can be a manual process in the beginning. There's some different tools that I might recommend in MLM Blog Code. I'll probably, without a doubt, recommend an MLM Blog Code, because that's just taking this a step further with regards to automation. But I don't believe in automation for the sake of gaming the system. I believe in automation for the sake of building better relationships with the right people. And so I only use automation in that manner. But anyways, search.twitter.com will work very effectively for you, especially if you've got up to 500 to 1,000 Twitter followers, and that's what I would highly recommend that you do. It's a free site, I mean, it's part of Twitter, and click on advanced search, and oh my gosh, you got the opportunity to just do some wonders there. So again, tweeted that little thing to my followers, and now I want to show you MLM URLs, which is a new site that has the whole purpose of this site is really to get together some of the best MLM blogs on the planet under one place. It's like a news aggregator, a lot like Pop URLs, a lot like Alltop, and so you can go here and find content. And so let's see here, internet marketing, top 5 ways to grow your MLM fast. Okay, so gonna click on that, see if it's worth getting out there. Again, the majority of these, not the majority, all of these sites have really been looked at closely to see that they're providing good quality content. So I'm gonna copy this. I don't like it when they do that, but it's effective. Okay, Command C. I'm gonna go back to clicks. I'm gonna create a new click. Control V, and all I'm doing here is finding some information out there. I'm going to copy that. That is good quality information for my Twitter followers. Again, so it's not always sending them to my blog. Most of the I would most of the time love to send them to my blog. But occasionally, you know what, I'm going to send them information that's maybe to someone else's blog, and at times I'm going to bet that those people will notice, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So okay, so we this was 5 ways to grow your MLM fast. So 5 interesting internet marketing. Now again, this is all off the top of my head, so bear with me. I apologize. To grow your MLM fast. Blog post. See, you play around with different things, and you're gonna want to see what works. So I'm gonna paste that in there, and now I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go back to that article, okay? And I'm going to find that person's Twitter site. Okay, his name is Kurt Henninger, right? And I'm already following him, but here's what I want to do. I'm going to copy his username there, and then I'm going to go back to Twitter, and I'm going to put the little @ sign and paste his name. This way he knows that I'm actually promoting his content, because I got to tell you, this is a two-way street in a lot of ways. If you could become a thought leader very quickly as a result of, again, repurposing other people's content on your blog as you've already been taught, and then really learning to connect with some of these other networkers, and you're going to share traffic. I've heard numbers that on one person's blog, and we might do a case study on this in the future, particularly in MLM blog code. Certainly we'll look at doing this, because there's one guy in particular that I'm thinking about that has made a massive name for himself as a result of predominantly a blog. And the amazing thing, it's a cartoon character, which I find to be very interesting. And the cartoon character is making a lot of money. Actually placed, I believe, third place in a recent big marketing launch. So, anyways, let's do this. So you want to connect with people who are already within your niche out there blogging as well. So one of the good ways to do that is to drive traffic to their blog posts. Okay, so we're going to tweet this. And there's a couple of different tweets that I did, and I actually did a couple of tests earlier just to make sure I was on the right track for this. And this is something I do on a fairly regular basis. When I find good quality information, I'm going to tweet it. So again, you're building this presence online. Now notice that none of these are selling anything. Here's the reality. You've got to remember that 9 out of 10 of your tweets or of your Facebook posts should be content driven. And frankly on Facebook it should be also, you know, mixing in what's going on in your personal life. So you've got to be a real person. You make sure that people understand that you're a real person, that stuff happens in your life, and if you run into something funny in your life, you know what? Send out a tweet about it. Put something on Facebook about it. And it's all a process, but you're building your brand as a whole. And so this kind of wraps up the Twitter section, but again, it's a combination of your blog content and other people's content, and sometimes you're going to drive, as we've talked about, socially proven content. Sometimes you're going to repurpose other people's content onto your blog and then drive them to your site via Twitter, but occasionally you're going to want to just get out good quality content for your list, and then continue to develop that list of people on Twitter as well as Facebook. And one of the little tips about Twitter, there's some tools where you can automatically send out a response to people who follow you. I use that tool to drive those people that follow me, I drive them back to Facebook where we can connect more closely. And I get a large number of people friending me on Facebook on a daily basis, and so that's something I believe works very, very well. But again, it's all about the relationships. It's all about connecting with these people one-on-one, eventually getting on the phone with these people and building relationships, and thus building your business. I've got one more click-by-click tutorial that's going to be a bonus for you in mind. We're going to do that in just a couple of minutes, but tune in for that, and that will finalize MLM Blog Secrets. It's been a blast. You've got a lot of information. Please go out and apply it. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the bonus on traffic, and this is something that really will help you engage your readers. And I got to tell you that we're going to really go into depth. As a matter of fact, one of the things we're going to do in MLM Blog Code is study this guy right here, Jason Better, because Jason Better is from what I see, is a cartoon character. Yet this guy won third place in a recent product launch that had some amazing marketers in it. And here's what Jason Better has done. And outside of there's now the Better Networker is Mike Dillard's really social media site for network marketers. So and Jason is prominently placed on that site. But here's his main thing that he does, and that is blogging and driving traffic to his blog via social media, but also making sure that he alerts his list. He continued. Now here's just, you got to remember this. This is a huge tip. In the side panel, well, let's go there now. So what I wanted to show you here is this is an email that Jason Better wrote, and has a good quality headline, and then some copy here. But basically, he's driving us back to his blog, and I want to go to his blog and just look at a couple things here. Okay, you'll note get here is that a lot of the same aspects that we teach are in this blog. So he has a free giveaway as a way to build his list, and so here's how this is tying together. And I want to make this very clear, is that he's developing a list from his blog, and then on the daily basis when he makes a blog post, and he's very, very, very consistent. I hope that you can grasp this. He is a daily blogger, 5 days a week, without question, always blogging. Now, here's what I want to make very clear. When he builds this list of people from his blog, so he's driving traffic to his blog from other sources as well too, maybe Twitter, maybe Facebook, maybe YouTube, things of that nature, and then collecting their names, and then whenever he creates a blog post like this one here, he lets his list know about it. Again, if we go back to that email that I got again here he is letting his list know about his blog post. Now this is a huge thing to drive traffic to your blog on a daily basis, because sometimes people will forget to go there. They need to be reminded that you're putting great content on your blog on a daily basis. So as you build your list of names through your offer, or through maybe Ann Sieg's program, make sure that you let that list of names know when you update your blog. This is a big key, and it's a circle. So you're letting your list know that you updated your blog. You're letting your Twitter followers know that you updated your blog. You're letting your Facebook followers or friends know that you updated your blog. And it's this full circle of network marketing, and these cogs in a wheel that are just working together. It's like you know what? Here's a watch. It's kind of like pieces of a watch that are working together, and all of a sudden, a group of people that trust you, followers, that you're a leader. They understand that you're a trusted advisor, and they will take your suggestions. And so whether you let them know about a great product like MLM Blog Secrets through your list, or if you say, you know what, by the way, I'm looking for a handful of people for my network marketing business this month. I normally don't recruit in this manner or sponsor in this manner, but this month I'm looking for a handful of people who are really serious about taking it to the next level. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a conference call and lay out some of the training plans that I've got in mind, because what we're going to do is teach our people that we're sponsoring how to effectively market online as well as offline, or whatever your pitch is, because eventually you're going to want to let people know about your main primary business, because this all revolves around your network marketing company. A lot of people in the industry, a lot of old school leaders or even network marketing companies don't understand, and I think people in this internet marketing arena can get confused too. But everything I do online revolves around creating a long-term residual income in my network marketing business. Every single thing I do. And so if you understand that clearly, it doesn't mean you're not going to make some money via affiliate programs and things of that nature, but it's not my primary focus whatsoever. My primary focus is building relationships with people so that I can explain to them the value in getting involved in the primary business. And so I am honored that you would take the time to check out MLM Blog Secrets. I would like to thank you for doing so. I also want to let you know that I'm not a ghost out there. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. My phone number is probably out there as well too. I'm not afraid to pick up the phone and chat with people. You have questions and things like that. Not that I can spend my whole entire day talking to people, answering questions about blogging, but I certainly love to connect with people on a one-on-one basis. And so if that's something that you would be interested in, I look forward to connecting with you more personally. do me a favor and check out MLM Blog Code. It is a step above anything that's out there for sure. It is absolutely going to provide way more value than we would ever ask in payment. And so I would, again, thank you for listening. Please apply the information that you learned. And I look forward to seeing your blog out there getting a massive amount of traffic and providing a massive amount of high quality content to your niche market. Have a great day, everyone. God bless, and I will see you in the success circles. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.